Good evening, folks. We are here live, A-7 District Final for a ticket to the state tourney. My name is Jaden Taylor. Alongside me tonight, John Willis. John, great matchup we got here tonight.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait for this one. This one's been a highly anticipated matchup. I think one of the best matchups of the night. Millard West looking to, avenge that loss that they had earlier in the season, but I think this is going to be a great game between two great basketball teams.
And we saw about that last game. A blowout win for Westside, a 59-34 win. That game overall was just dominated by Westside's perimeter defense. And, I think, you've seen a lot of Millard West this season overall. What do you think they got to change?
I just think they got to take more time on offense. They got to try to slow the pace down. Westside moves really fast, and I think that's something. But without Evan Meyersick, I think there's going to be a little bit of trouble with that. But if James Conway can step up tonight, just slow the game down, get easy shots in the paint, I think they put themselves in a good position.
Yeah, with that, Evan Meyersick out tonight, was also out in their semifinal matchup up against Omaha North. He will not be in this one. So the main guy to watch here tonight is going to be both Chase Holtman and a little bit of Trey Staten working at that 3 and 4 spot.
Yep. I think Chase is really getting into more of his role of a defensive player and more of a facilitator. And Trey Staten, he's improved all season. I really like what I've seen from him. He's a great player inside the paint, and he gets buckets for the Wildcats.
A big thing to see here for the Warriors. You saw in the last game up against Benson. Tate Advati back here tonight. A big return for this team overall. Tate, not 100% that we've been talking to him, but he's good to go, especially for a big game like this.
Well, getting one of a key contributor to your team back, and now Westside's at full health going up against a not healthy Millard West team. It's really good for Westside to get their team back at full health, especially with state coming up next week.
Yeah, so looking at this match, of course, 7 district tournaments that we're going to look at throughout Class A tonight. Of course, the winner of those 7 tournaments get an automatic bid to the state tourney. So after that, who's the number 8? Who's the final spot? Wild card points will decide who will be that next team. There's some teams that moving around, of course. Millard West at the 8, Westside at the 7. If either of these teams lose here, you really got to hope that somebody else doesn't upset one of the 1 seeds around Class A tonight.
Yeah, I think a big game to look at for an upset would be Millard South, Papillion, LaVista. Millard South's been on a hot streak recently, beat Westside in the regular season finale, and then beat a pretty good Lincoln Northeast team last week. And
we'll get into starting lineups here on WTV Live. Great matchup to see. Final home game of the year here at Westside.
Westside High School, the Nebraska School Activities Association, promotes sportsmanship by students, athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, ethics, sexist, or other intimidating comments or actions directed at the officials, students, athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated in our grounds for approval from the facility. We thank you for your cooperation and good luck to both teams. At this time, we ask you to please rise, remove cover. We honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Starting line will begin with the Wildcats. Millard West. Starting guard, a 6'3" senior, number 2, Ryan Larson. And guard, a 6'5" senior, number 3, Justin Hatch. And guard, a 6'1" senior, number 5, Chase Holman. And guard, a 6'3" senior, number 23, James Conway. And guard, a 6'1" senior, number 24, Thomas Rohan. Wildcats coach the head coach Bill Larson, assistant by Dan Hall, Neil Ball, Rex Sicker, Matt Freeman, and Chris Albert. These individuals are members of the NSAA. Their experience in the game helps by them. Good ways to the rules of the game. Not two good sportsmanship should be built out. Spectator players and coaches, no matter what your personal feelings or royalties may be, in this contest. Gentlemen, it's time to play ball.
Logan Wilson and James Conway in the middle to start off this one here tonight. Once again, Jaden Taylor alongside John Willis for this A-7 District Final. Warriors will win the tip, and this one is underway. Big thing to see here tonight, how can Millard West work around the perimeter? We saw in that Millard South game, so important up against this Westside offense to really find those one-on-one matchups, as Chandler Meeks isn't able to find off the glass. Larson looking for a three from the wing, won't go. Rebound, tipped around, Conway able to get it. And both these teams, and we've talked about it all season, really physical in the paint. And just defensively and even offensively as well, they work for every inch.
I think one of the keys, though, is going to be how Millard West shoots from three, because they were pretty bad in that first matchup.
Yeah, 2 for 3 in that first matchup. You see Logan Wilson with his first block of the night. Wilson, top of the key, wide open lane. Off the glass, won't go. Meeks trying to get it, go out of bounds. And it'll stay to Westside.
First 2 plays by Westside, they've kind of taken some tough shot selections. I'd like to see them make take their time a little more, get some better shot selections.
Yeah, talking to Simons earlier today as Payson Gillespie pulls up for a 3, won't go. He really wanted to make sure that his team looks for the best shots possible. Of course, somewhat struggling here only in a minute in. But Simons, talking to me earlier today, really wanted to see this team make smart decisions. They're such a young group comparatively to a Millard West team that's been working with each other for 4 or 5 years. And Simons really wants to see somewhat of the immaturity of this team turned into maturity. Still goose egg on both sides. Reggie Thomas, 3, good. Reggie Thomas starts off the scoring. He's been the main man for these Warriors this season. Averages 14.6 points per game. That leads the Warriors this season. Hum driving in. Gonna give it off to Hatch. His layup won't go, and Westside will bring it back the other way. Quick transition offense. Corner, Payson Gillespie open 3, can't go. Rebound, Logan Wilson puts it back up and in. And that's that big thing we want to see all night. Transition offense can be really big for these two teams. And we've been talking, Millard West comparatively likes to slow it down when they want to. And Westside is just the opposite, especially here on this small court. Conway trying to drive in. And he'll get it to go over Wilson.
James Conway, what a night he had on Saturday against Omaha North. 18 points, close to his career high. And if he can have another night like that, he's going to put the Wildcats in a good position.
Yeah, the 2 guys we're really going to look at for Millard West, James Conway as well as Dominic Hum. The Dominic Hum going up against Caleb Benning matchup is going to be a big thing to see tonight. I just see a jump ball, and possession will go to the Wildcats. But a quick first 2.5 minutes. I think this is what we're going to see in store all night. Westside working a little bit of a press. Holtman trying to drive in, and he double dribbled. And great pressure from behind from Chandler Meeks, and he forces a turnover.
Yeah, it's just those mental mistakes that the Wildcats made in the first game, giving the Warriors extra possessions, turning the ball over. That's something you can't do against such a good Warrior team.
Westside somewhat slowing it down to start off here, and their next possession. You see Meeks on Holtman, somewhat of a mismatch. Meeks goes up and he gets blocked. Go back the other way. And talk about Dominic Hum for us. I mean, he started out the season a little bit slow, but then he has been on fire these last few nights. As we see Hatch put one in.
Dustin Hatch was another player I thought played really well in that game against Omaha North. He's never been a big scorer for the Wildcats, but he put up 7. And if he can get some more offense for the Wildcats, that's another weapon the Wildcats have on offense.
Yeah, Hatch really quiet in that first game these two teams went up. Of course, February 5th, a really big matchup, top 10 matchup, as we see an offensive foul. Loud crowd here tonight.
I like what the Wildcats have done after getting down by 5. They've started getting into their rhythm, and they're starting to play more of their game, slowing the pace down a bit more.
So seeing the full court press once again. Simon's talking to you earlier today, and he wants to see this all night. Put pressure on this Millard West offense. As when they get comfortable, they're a dangerous team. Hatch trying to work around Hum. Step back 3. And won't go. Rebound working around. Logan Wilson might have got away with a push. Ball still following around. It goes back the other way. Turnover. Hum driving in on Logan Wilson. Layup. Won't go. Ball will go back out. And an offensive rebound for the Wildcats. Hum, corner 3. And it'll go. And Millard West gets their first lead of the night.
If Dominic Hum can get hot from 3, watch out. With him and Ryan Larson beyond the arc, that could be a scary duo.
Almost a turnover the other way. They'll call a foul on Hatch. The Westside playing somewhat sloppy here tonight in these first 4 minutes. Wildcats have done a great job getting back in this one. As we see Trey Staten check into the ball game for Dustin Hatch. So looking at these two teams, I mean, they've been similar all season. Really up until, I guess you might want to see their pace of play. 2 very different styles of pace of play. These teams statistically have seen much of the same this season. Ball almost being thrown away, still working on the ground. And Millard West gets another turnover. Hum trying to drive in. He'll get the switch on Payson Gillespie. Corner 3, Hatch. It won't go. Check that Larson. Go back the other way. Reggie Thomas driving in. Can't get it to go. Ball go out of bounds. And it'll go to the Wildcats.
And in that first Westside game, though, we saw Ryan Larson struggle from beyond the arc. And he's had some up and down games, but mainly he's been one of the better three-point shooters, I think, in Class A. But he needs to be consistent from beyond the arc if he wants to be talked about as one of those top shooters.
We talked about it a lot in these two teams. I mean, especially in that first matchup, you know, both teams really lived and died by the three-point. And Millard West really struggled in that first game, while Westside just poured it on in the first half. It'll be a foul, won't get the end one, but Hum will go to the line. Hum this season, 56% from the charity strike.
Yeah, that's one of the drawbacks in Hum's game, and we saw it in a couple of big games last year where he missed some big free throws late that kind of cost the Wildcats the game. That's one part of his game I think he needs to improve.
Yeah, in that first matchup, Millard West, 36% from the charity strike, and especially in top 10 matchups like that, it's not what you want. Logan Wilson will check out of the ball game for Tate Advati. Tate been out just over a month and a half since last night's game, or check that Saturday's game. And going in really into just last week, we weren't sure if he'd be back by the end of the year. Gillespie driving in, 4-man on him. And there will be a travel. Another turnover from the Warriors. Millard West up by 3.
Millard West on an 8-0 run. I think they're playing extremely well right now.
Conway, easy layup up and in. And Simons might want a timeout here. Wildcats blowing it open here in these last 4 minutes. Millard West working the zone once again. Westside trying to work out of it. Chandler Meese working in. Caleb Benning doesn't want the three. And Millard West working well defensively here tonight, been very aggressive. Reggie Thomas looking for a three, too long. And rebound will go to the Warriors. Meeks driving in, kick back out. Payson Gillespie, corner three, and he got it. Payson Gillespie makes this ball game a 2-point game.
Yeah, if you're the Wildcats, you can't give these players wide open threes like that. They're going to make you pay.
And that's really Simon's game plan overall when he sees guys and different teams that are working in the zone. He really wants to drive in, get guys to kick it back out to the corner to where you can see guys like Payson Gillespie or Reggie Thomas hitting open threes. Conway working around, getting up to Hum. Hum, layup, no good, and it'll be a foul on Conway. 136, check that, 138 left to go here in this first quarter. Wildcats on a 10-4 run in these last 5 minutes. Dominic Rizak checks back into the ball game. Ball will go out of bounds, and they'll stay to the Warriors. Millard West working in the 3-2 zone once again. And somewhat of a different look without Meyersick in there. Of course, Meyersick in that first game had 11 points, but was comparatively quiet from what you see in him most nights.
Yeah, Meyersick usually dominant in the paint. Just didn't feel like he was his dominant self that night.
Thomas hits a three, and Westside takes back the lead. It's a loud one here in the Westside gym. 75 students on both sides. Probably the loudest game we've seen since earlier last season. Under a minute left to go. Hum gonna work on Meeks. We'll switch it back around. Hum doesn't want the three at the top of the key. Try to work something around the perimeter, can't find anything. Meeks working aggressive. Hum trying to drive in. And they'll call a foul on Meeks. Thought Hum might have picked up his foot a little bit, but that'll be Meeks' second foul, and CJ Mitchell will check back in. And the big thing we saw in that Millard South loss, which is not normal for a Westside team like this, was Chandler Meeks getting in a little bit of too much foul trouble. Conway driving in, trying to put something up, and they'll call travel on him.
Yeah, both teams, I think, have been a little sloppy with their feet tonight. I don't know if it's nerves or what, but they got to start cleaning that up and not giving the other team extra possessions.
See Charlie Davis checking the ball game for Dominic Rizak. Davis, of course, has really been a three-point guy comparatively when you see most of these teams. CJ Mitchell, the freshman, I mean, a freshman class to remember for this team. Mitchell, Benning, and Stubblefield, all a part of this team, and both freshman A and freshman D teams went undefeated this season. Big future for this Westside team. Under 5 seconds left to go. Can't find anything. Gillespie puts up a floater, and he gets it to go at the end of the first quarter. Westside up by 3. They'll take a minute, and so will we on Warrior Television when we come back. Second quarter action. 14-10 in favor of Westside as we head into the second quarter of action here on WTV Live. Westside's depth shown here tonight. And a big starting performance on both sides. Been somewhat sloppy comparatively to what we've seen from these teams. Westside moving it quick around the perimeter. Been doing all season. Going to pass it back out. A little bit of a sloppy pass. And Westside will reset. Gillespie driving in. Kick it back out. Mitchell. Wilson. Stopped his feet a little bit. Benning. Warriors. Of course, we're going to talk about the transition offense all tonight. The pace of play has been so different for these two teams. Thomas driving in, a little bit of layup. Bad choice shot there, but puts up a second one to get fouled.
I just love how Westside is moving the ball right now. I mean, they're just so fast. Like you said, you mentioned just the speed that they play at. It's just so impressive to watch this team.
I mean, looking at Reggie Thomas so far this season, I mean, somewhat of an ill-fated shot on that first one, but able to get a second chance opportunity for a guy that's only 6'1".
Yeah.
To be able to do that. I mean, he's been doing that all season, just forcing fouls, forcing opportunities as he misses the first free throw.
And in a close game like this, free throws could be really important, especially in the second half. So these teams got to make sure they're both sharp at the charity stripe.
Thomas's second shot is good, and Westside makes it a two-possession ball game. Warriors still working that full court press. It hasn't been as tight as it was those first 2 minutes. Benning working on Holtman. When we talk about this Holtman and Hum kind of exchange between these two, Holtman really works, mainly at the 2 to start off the game, but then works out the 1 when Hum comes out. As James Conway gets the and 1, will go to the line.
I mean, that's just James Conway for you. I mean, I've seen him do that a million times this year. Just go up strong in the paint, force a foul, and get the easy shot. So great job once again by James Conway.
And his physicality has been so huge for this team this season. Of course, an all-state linebacker for the football team. And he shows that physicality in the basketball world as well. 1-point ball game. Westside going to work it around. Millard West working in the man. As Benning will give it off to Thomas. Davis looking to drive in, 2-step, layup won't go. And Millard West will bring it back the other way. Hatch trying to work on Mitchell, give it off to Conway. Almost stepped out of bounds to kick it back out. 3, won't go. And go back the other way for the Warriors.
Larson's got to start hitting those threes. He's usually pretty consistent, but not tonight so far.
Benning from the corner won't go. Rebound goes straight to the Warriors. Charlie Davis able to pick that one up. Reggie Thomas in his face. Can't get that one to go. Holtman looking to drive in. Can't find the open lane. He'll step back. Trey Staten to give it off to Hatch. And talk about Thaden this season. I mean, with Meyersick out, he's really the main big man they've seen up in the paint. Conway, layup, and he'll get it through. Great dish off from Hatch to Conway, and Millard West takes back the lead.
I mean, Conway just continuing what he did Saturday night. Conway been so good all year, averaging over 10 points. Isn't talked about as much, but he's been a big contributor to his team.
Another forced turnover. The ball goes off of Charlie Davis's hands, and Millard West will get the ball back. Will drive up. 5:30 left to go here in this second quarter. Hum trying to dish around. Caleb Benning can't find anything. Errant pass and another turnover. Tate Advadi, who just checked in. Payson Gillespie, long 3, and he gets it to go. Payson Gillespie, after really struggling these last 2 weeks, has been hot these last 3 nights. Conway driving in, will get blocked, and he'll step out of bounds. And Westside will take possession once again.
Yeah, just the turnovers. I mean, we had the Dominic Hum bad pass on the possession before, and Dominic Hum has struggled a bit with his passing as of late, and that's something he's going to need to improve on and get open shots for his teammates.
Especially in big games like this, you need to be able to find your rhythm. Payson Gillespie trying to drive in, and he'll force a foul. And Westside, I mean, with this fast pace of play, it forces Millard West into some bad positions where you see fouls like that. And Gillespie hits the first. Gillespie this season, 80% from the charity strike. Been one of the most consistent guys at the free throw line. And second shot is up and good. And Westside back to a 2-possession lead. Warriors back to the full court press. Still not as tight, but Hum will look to work it down. Hum one-on-one with Payson Gillespie. He'll look to drive in. Puts it up, no good. Might have been tipped from Gillespie there. Gillespie drives in, almost carries. He'll bring it back out. Advati, corner, and it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it a couple times, but we're just seeing some kind of turnovers that you don't usually see from these teams. Usually very disciplined teams, but just making some mental mistakes here tonight.
Especially in a game like this, I mean, from Tate specifically, might be some rust. From some other guys, might be a little bit of nerves. But especially here in this first half, neither team has really seen consistent on the offensive side of the ball as they usually are. As Staten gets his first points of the night. And Millard West wants a timeout. 4:06 left to go here in this first half. Westside up by 2. It's a close one here on WTV Live. .406 left to go here in this first half. Westside up by 2. Been somewhat of a sloppy game on both sides. The Warriors been able to keep somewhat of a distance. Corner 3, Payson Gillespie. 3 threes on the night. And he's Westside's leading scorer. Holtman back the other way, quick transition.
Man, Payson Gillespie, to what range from 3-point? I mean, he's just doing a great job here so far tonight.
Gillespie, 13 points on the night, another assist. And he's been on fire these last couple of nights. Under 3.5 to go here in the second quarter. Warriors lead by 3. Slowing it someone down. What we've seen early in this game. Thomas looking for a 3, and he gets it to go. Thomas, 10 points on the night, and Westside up by 6.
Millard West has got to guard the perimeter better. I mean, 3-pointers, like we said, were the difference in the last one, and Westside definitely winning that battle so far.
Step back, doesn't want it, and it'll work at the right wing. Loud crowd here tonight. Hatch trying to drive in. Won't find anything to get up to Conway. Conway working, trying to drive in, and he'll force a foul. Thomas tried to get the charge, wasn't able to get it, and Conway will go to the line once again.
Yeah, Conway just using that strength like he usually does to power his way in the paint, forces the foul. I mean, see that a million times from Conway.
And Wilson, his second foul of the night. That's going to be a thing we want to look at tonight. Of course, Wilson, the tallest guy on Westside's team, and the height can be a big difference late. Wilson will check out of the ball game. for Dominic Rizak as he stayed in check out of the ball game as well.
And as a team, Millard West has just not shot well from the free throw line. I mean, kind of all season, and that's something they've got to work on and improve, and I mean, kind of fix in this game because free throws are really big.
Conway barely makes the second. Made that one look easy. Made that one look easy. Caleb Benny going to work it back up. Warriors still up by 5. And Westside somewhat slowing it down these last 2 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, you don't usually see that out of their offense. They're usually really fast-paced.
Odd-body driving in. Great move and gets it to go. And Westside's up by 7. Odd-body his first 2 points of the evening. Millard West somewhat picking it back up. And kind of surprising, a little bit of a different style of offense. And forces a turnover for the Warriors. And ball go back the other way.
I mean, another sloppy pass for the Wildcats. We've seen a few of those tonight. Just miscommunication. You got to make sure you know where your teammates are going so you can make the right pass.
Well, Thomas will start it off. 2:08 left to go. It was a very quick first quarter, somewhat slowing it down here these last 3 minutes in the second. Gillespie blocked from behind from Hatch. And Millard West looks to work it back the other end. Larson, corner 3, gets it to go. And Millard West back within 4.
And Larson gets wide open. He's going to knock those down, I mean, 9 times out of 10. So we'll see if that finally gets him going.
Odd body. Thomas trying to drive in, kick it back out. Down to Rizak, doesn't want the 3. Gillespie, long 3. Can't get it to go, but he was working a couple of feet from the logo. Conway driving in, blocked from behind, but it'll get to go. And Conway will look to get his second 3-point play of the night. And Millard West back within 1 possession.
I mean, what else can you say about James Conway? He's just had a fantastic season. I mean, especially making up for Evan Meyersick tonight, and of course he did it on Saturday. He's just doing a fantastic job for the Wildcats.
Averaging just over 10.5. I mean, it's all been about his physicality, especially in the paint. Can't hit the free throw, and that's been devastating for these Wildcats this season. Thomas, wing 3! Reggie Thomas putting on a clinic here tonight, and he's got 13.
I mean, I don't know how you can guard that. He was right up on him, and he just makes it. Those are just those shots that you got to look at and say, wow.
Hum driving in. They'll call a foul on Reggie Thomas. Looks like Thomas might have thrown the foul. But that'll put Millard West into the bonus as we're under a minute left to go here in this first half. Hum, once again, 56% of the charity strike, missed 2 tonight and hits the first.
And Millard West needs to take advantage when they get these opportunities. We've seen them not do a great job of it so far tonight, but they need to start improving if they want to stay in this game.
Hum's second shot is good. It's a 3-point ball game. 1, maybe 2 more possessions left to go here in this first half. As Tate Oddbody trying to work in the lane, kick it back out. Thomas doesn't want the 3. Oddbody wants it. He'll put it up and won't go. And Millard West will look to tie it up before halftime. Hatch trying to drive in. Larson. 30 seconds left to go in this one. Almost a flop. Hum trying to drive in. Layup won't go. Ball working around. Conway able to get it, and he puts it home. Conway's physicality does it again.
I mean, just look at that rebound. He goes up and he just gets it. What a job by James Conway once again.
10 points here already in the first half, and we got 10 seconds left to go, and this one's getting loud. Corner 3, offensive foul. With 5 seconds left to go, and Thomas unhappy with that one. So Millard West, one final shot might have the ability to put something home. Hum trying to drive in, 2 seconds, 1 second, 3, and it won't go. So at the end of the first half, Westside up by 1, Great second quarter action when we come back. Leading scorers so far, Conway with 14. Westside, Payson Gillespie with 13. Same with Reggie Thomas. And what a night for some basketball. We'll be right back here on Warrior Television to get you guys the Dunkin Trivia Question of the night and get you guys to more basketball action. And we're back here just over a minute until we get to second half action. Dunkin Trivia Question of tonight. When was the last time these two teams met in the NSAA Class A state tournament? Of course, Tyler Reedy, is our all-time consecutive winner, 3 straight winners on these Dunkin Trivia Questions. Hashtag Dunkin Trivia on Twitter. Correct answer gets you a $10 Dunkin gift card, as well this week as an NFHS subscription for the next month of state tournament action. Yes. So looking around, it's going to be fun. It's a lot more getting money out there, getting into the business, and we're bringing money in, bringing viewership in, everything you want here tonight. So looking around Class A action, the big upset of tonight, Papio South takes down Omaha Central 64-59, and a huge upset. And with that Papio South win, that officially makes this game a win or go home for both these teams. Papio South, before tonight, was the 10 seed in wild card rankings, and being Omaha Central is going to be big for them. So Millard West takes back the lead after a strong end to the first half.
I mean, this has been a game of momentum so far. Both teams have gone on runs, and that's kind of been the story of tonight's game so far.
Chandler Meeks going to drive in. He'll kick it back out to Reggie Thomas. Thomas, little floater off the glass, and he gets it to go. This game's a tie ball game.
It's a great made play by Thomas. Just a great job driving in the paint, getting an easy bucket there. Now with 15 points on the night. Donikamp thought about it. Now Conway will drive, puts up a floater, no good. Westside will take over. Now Meeks pass in the corner, back up top, loses the ball, Logan Wilson, and now over to Reggie Thomas. Back up top, Chandler Meeks guarded by Hatch. Slowing the pace down, Gillespie now guarded by Larson. And back up top to Chandler Meeks. In the corner now, Reggie Thomas. Up top to Meeks again, slowing the pace down, little jumper. That one no good, rebound Conway.
And Chandler Meeks somewhat struggled here tonight, hasn't been able to find his normal shots. As ball will go out of bounds, but it'll stay to the Wildcats.
I like the aggressiveness there by Chandler Meeks, trying to force a turnover. You know, didn't get what he wanted, but he's getting inside the Wildcats' heads.
He's been so aggressive defensively all season. It's really what a lot of guys around the state has regarded him as, just an in-your-face type of defender. It's really gotten to a lot of guys' heads throughout Class A this season. So Millard West, tie ball game here. Started off the half with the 3. And looking to get themselves in a big lead. Of course, you guys have just checked in. Omaha Central lose to Papio South. So that officially makes this game a win or go home for both these teams. Logan Wilson, layup unable to go. In action around Class A tonight, Bellevue West up at half over Lincoln North Star, 38-24. Lincoln Pius down to Lincoln East, 33-35. Then Millard North putting it on Gretna, 37-18. Over at Papillion, Millard South continuing their hot streak, up by 2. And Prep taking it on Elkhorn South, 32-18. But Westside, 3 from the corner. And they take the lead. Wilson with 5 points so far here tonight.
I mean, seeing the first couple minutes, it just really feels like this game is going to come down to the wire with how these two teams are playing right now.
Layup won't go, back the other end. Ball still traveling around. Chandler Meeks driving in. And the call jump ball. The possession arrow will stay to the Warriors. Just under 5 minutes to go left here in this third quarter. Been a quick one out of halftime. 1 point lead for the Warriors. Reggie Thomas gave out to Payson Gillespie. somewhat slowing it down once again for these Warriors. We've talked so much about tonight the pace of play between these two teams. Westside, of course, a quicker regarded team. And they'll call a travel on Chandler Meeks. And another turnover for these Warriors.
I mean, it seems both teams still haven't really gotten into their normal rhythm because of these turnovers. It's just not normal from these two teams. Like I mentioned earlier, just so disciplined. I would assume it's nerves just in this big of a game with this big of a crowd.
Yeah, both teams with over 8 turnovers just in that first half and haven't quite found their rhythm in big moments. We'll see a foul here. Looks like they'll call that on Trey Staten. Logan Wilson will check out of the ball game. Tate Oddbody will come in. Check that. They're going to put that on Logan Wilson. Ref put up for 2. For Millard West. We'll keep it with the ball. And talking about that, when we talked about that in that first half, Logan Wilson dealing possibly with some foul trouble. Those could be some big moments that Millard West might need to be able to take advantage of. We'll see another defensive foul on Reggie Thomas. Simon's unhappy with that call, and Thomas has got 3.
I mean, you got to be careful now. Some of these Westside players starting to rack up some fouls, and especially as we get down to the fourth quarter, you don't want to have a chance of fouling out of the game.
Conway driving in, and an offensive foul on James Conway. And Conway, his second of the evening, as Westside will bring the ball back up. So a 1-point ball game, about halfway to go in this third quarter. Oddbody driving in, falls, and they'll call a travel on him. Again, a little bit of rust from Tate Oddbody after being out a month and a half. And again, just both sides not really able to find their rhythm.
Just unfortunately kind of lost his footing there. That wasn't even a mental mistake, just lost his footing, and now another turnover.
So Reggie Thomas will check out of the ball game. We'll see Dominic Rizak come back in. And Westside working the full court press once again. Larson will bring the ball up. Trying to work on Meeks. Meeks, great defense. And they'll call a 5-second call on Larson. And that mental grit from Chandler Meeks forces another mental mistake for the Wildcats.
And Chandler Meeks is just such a great player. Not only is he a great scorer, he's just a great athlete, and he's so smart and just playing very aggressive defense there to force that 5-second. Great job by Meeks.
So Westside will look to take advantage of that turnover. This one's been somewhat quiet these last 2 minutes. Oddbody driving in, loses the ball, and they go back the other way. Holtman almost loses it himself. And he'll dish it off to Hatch. Hatch will tip ball and it go out of bounds. And another Millard West turnover. Back and forth, these two teams of Wench have been sloppy these last couple of minutes. So Dominic Rizak will work it back at the top of the key. Westside trying to possibly gain on their lead. Corner, Dominic Rizak driving in. We'll give it off to Payson Gillespie. No foul called, and little arm from Conway. But another turnover from the Warriors. Another defensive foul. They'll put that one on Dominic Rizak, his second of the night. We've been talking about it. A lot of these Warriors players getting close to foul trouble. In the corner. Hatch driving in, layup won't go, get his own rebound, puts up an easy layup, and Millard West takes back the lead.
Millard West finally able to get on the board again. Good job by Hatch getting the miss there, and easy layup there for Dustin.
Caleb Benning, top of the key, doesn't want the three. Westside working around. Loud one here at Westside High School. Chandler Meeks, step back jumper won't go. And Meeks has really been quiet here tonight.
Yeah, you don't see that often. Chandler Meeks, such a great player, especially as of late, but they're struggling a bit from the field tonight.
Yeah, Meeks still scoreless as we near 3 quarters into this one. Hatch wide open three, gets it to go. And he can't allow that one there as Westside is down by 4 and Simons wants a timeout. Millard West 39, Westside 35. We're going to keep it here. 1:45 up to go here in this third quarter, and Millard West getting back in this one.
I mean, I talked about on Saturday, Dustin Hatch had a pretty good scoring game. I believe 7 points, and he's been shooting the three better as the season's gone on. And that time, corner three wide open, knocks it down. You know, I usually say it's a 50-50 if he's wide open, but that time knocks it down. And now 4-point lead for the Wildcats, and it really feels like Wildcats are starting to gain, I wouldn't say control, but a lot of momentum. But we've seen that back and forth from both teams so far here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a back and forth battle between these two teams. Both teams have somewhat struggled, forcing a little bit too many turnovers. Looking around Class A tonight, Lincoln Pius and Lincoln East are headed to overtime, tied at 43. That one a really big matchup. Lincoln Pius has been somewhat quiet this year, but has stayed within those top 10, top 5 even. And of course, a big one here. Winner go home for these two teams. And Millard West with the momentum with 1:45 left to go in the third.
Yeah, these players probably don't know at this point that it is winner go home. Don't know if coaches updated them of any scores around the Metro in Class A, but you know, it's just huge because now, you know, one of these teams is going to go to state and one of these teams' season is going to end.
A lot of emotion going to be driving here. Really close game on both sides. Meeks trying to work around, and ball goes out of bounds. And Millard West will take back over once again. Another turnover from the Warriors.
What an impact the fans have been tonight, too. It's been so loud all night here at Westside High School.
It's good to hear that emotion from these fans here tonight. I haven't seen that really all year. And it's good to have these fans back here in the gym. Chandler Meeks will check out of the ball game as Caleb Benning checks in, and Millard West looks to add to their momentum. Corner, Hatch going to work around, trying to work into the lane. Surprise, no foul there. Easy layup gets it to go. It looks like Payson Gillespie might have fell over. Millard West up by 6. A strong effort from these Wildcats tonight. Gillespie, corner three, makes it a one-possession game. Payson Gillespie, 16 points on the night. The leading scorer between these two teams.
Yeah, you can't leave Gillespie open like that. He's going to knock that down.
Conway driving in, corner three, Larson can't get it to go. Rebound, all driving around. And there'll be an offensive foul. Trace Staten will call him for a reach. And with under 45 seconds, check that, under 50 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Westside looks to tie this ball game up. Both teams somewhat even in the foul charts here in the second half. Westside with 4, Millard West with 3. As we get closer to the fourth quarter, ball will go out of bounds off of Dustin Hatch. 36 seconds left to go here in this third quarter. A big night for these two teams. Win or go home situation in this A-7 final. And they'll call a foul. Looks like it'll be on Dustin Hatch. Hatch his second. Especially here in this second half, we've seen a lot more, I wouldn't say ticky-tack fouls, but a lot more leniency. So 35 seconds left to go here in this third quarter. Westside looking to tie it up and looking to flip the momentum on its end. Millard West looks like they're setting up in a 3-2 zone as Westside and Reggie Thomas will look for the final shot. Benning, odd body, 13. Thomas, left wing, drives in, almost falls, puts up a layup and it'll get blocked. They'll call a foul on Larson. Looks like it came from behind. I'll admit there, even with the bias that I have, that one probably was not a foul.
You know, that's Dustin Hatch's third now, and now you got to start looking at Dustin Hatch getting into some foul trouble. But yeah, it looked like he got ball there, but.
And I mean, there was 3 guys there, especially on that one. I don't think Hatch would have been the man. Larson maybe from behind. But Thomas hits the first, and it's a 2-point ball game. But talk about blood pressure in this one. High intensity game on both ends. And Westside trying to flip the momentum on its end. Loud one here tonight. Thomas looking to make it second free throw. And he misses. Rebound. We'll go to Thomas. He'll drive in. Layup off the glass. Gets it to go. And it's a tie ball game. 2 seconds. 1. Holtman. Long 3 won't go. And Westside, Reggie Thomas misses the second free throw. Puts up a layup. And this game is tied. 8 minutes left to go in this ball game. 41-41. They're going to take a minute, and so will we. Warrior Television, A-7 final when we come back. Eight minutes left to go. A ticket to the state tournament on the line. Westside, Millard West tied at 41. And Hum trying to drive in. Ball will kicked around. Hatch will give it off. Chandler Meeks can't keep it in. And it'll stay to the Wildcats.
I mean, this is what it's all about, though. 1 quarter left to go. Tie ball game. Trip to the state state tournament on the line. I mean, can't get much better than this.
Conway looking to put one up. Gets blocked from behind from Logan Wilson. And Westside quick transition the other way. And Thomas will slow it down. Ball will go out of bounds. But it'll stay to the Warriors. Conway looks like it might have tipped off his hand. He wasn't happy about that one. And some Millard West fans not so happy about that call. Meeks driving in, still scoreless on the night. Casey Gillespie and Reggie Thomas have really been the key factors tonight. Meeks gets his first 2 points of the night, and Westside regains the lead.
Well, Meeks may have struggled throughout this game, but I wouldn't be surprised if he just takes over right now, because he's one of those players that I think could just dominate in the fourth.
And this game has been such a game of runs. We've seen so much with this Westside team all season. As Logan Wilson gets another foul. Back and forth the momentum goes. And Westside so far on the better end in this fourth quarter. And Logan Wilson, his 4th foul of the night. That's going to be one to look at.
Well, now Millard West at the line. I mean, free throws I think are going to be a big key as we come down the stretch. And Millard West has struggled all game, but they got to start knocking them down here, and a good start there from Dustin Hatch.
Hatch hits his first, second would tie this ball game up. And Hatch barely gets the second one to go. This game's all tied up once again. Hatch been a strong factor for these Wildcats tonight. Chandler Meeks can't get that one to go back the other way. Hatch 9 points on the night. Conway's been Millard West leading scorer with 10. Larson 3, way too long. And Westside back once again. Benning driving in. Thomas, corner 3, gets it to go. Reggie Thomas puts Westside up by 3. And he's fired up about that one.
Too many times tonight as Millard West left some Westside shooters wide open beyond the arc, and it's really starting to hurt him here in the fourth.
Conway looking to drive in on Meeks. Can't find anything. Larson looking to answer back, and he will. Ryan Larson answers back, and this game's going back and forth. Tate out of body. Thomas tries to find an open lane. Kick it back out. Caleb Benning for 3, and he can't get it to go. And Conway will get the rebound. Under 6 minutes left to go here in this fourth quarter. A big one here tonight.
Now for Millard West, you got to slow the pace down, play your game, don't rush any shots, only take the open and the good shots.
Hum looking to drive it on Thomas, double team, kick it back out, Hatch, Holtman. Over to Hatch once again, a little bit of a floater, can't get it to go. Ball still working around, still on the floor, who has it, Conway's got it, he's looking to drive in, doesn't get the foul, can't get it to go, second chance, can't get that one to go, and there'll be a foul. And they'll call an offensive foul there. Put that on Conway. Looks like they might have saw Conway reach from behind. Not quite sure what we saw there, but a jumble up in the paint, and Westside gets the ball back. Westside one forced foul from getting themselves into the bonus as they work around the perimeter once again. Meeks, Benning. Been a big game all night. Benning, kick it back out, gets tipped, and it got out of bounds.
It was a good job tipping that one out because Chandler Meeks was pretty open there beyond the arc, and he has struggled tonight, but even then, you don't want to leave a guy like Chandler Meeks wide open for 3.
Reggie Thomas can't get that one to go. Ball scrambling around. And it'll be a jump ball. Westside with possession on their side. And Westside, Simons will call his second timeout of the half. 4:42 left to go here in this fourth quarter. This game's all tied up. .442 left to go here in this fourth quarter. Game all tied up. Been somewhat sloppy on both ends. The momentum has been thrown back around. Gillespie, long 3 from the corner, can't get it to go. Rebound, working back out. It'll be tipped. And Westside will get it back. Another offensive rebound for Caleb Benning. Westside looking to slow it down, trying to draw up a play here. This game has been exhilarating on both ends. Some missed calls here and a lot of emotion. Chandler Meeks can't go out of body, can't get that one to go. And Millard West will bring it back up. Big stat to see here, Westside, if they can pull this one out tonight, it will be the first time ever this team has gone to the state tournament 3 years straight. Ryan Larson, 3 won't go, and it'll be a foul on Trey Staden. And looks like Advati will go the other way. He'll go to the line. And that's Dayton's fourth. Advati, of course, before last night, was perfect from the charity strike this season. 26 of 26. Was 1 for 3 last night. And looking to shake off some rust. Advati's first shot, beautiful. And Westside regains the lead. So as we had under 4 minutes left to go, looking at these fouls is going to be a big factor. Dayton with 4, Logan Wilson on the other end at 4. And the big man have been in trouble. Advati's second shot, beautiful once again. And Westside's up by 2. Full court press in effect. And they'll loosen it. What a game this has been. Back and forth, these two teams. After a blowout win for Westside just under a month ago, check that, home with the 3. Westside is making this one interesting up against Millard West.
Yeah, and the fact that Millard West is able to do this without Evan Myersig, just what a job.
Reggie Thomas answers back the other way. He's got 23 on the night. What a night from Reggie Thomas. He's just been consistent in all parts of the floor. Of course, Thomas and Gillespie have really been the main factors for these Warriors tonight. Gillespie with 16. Larson doesn't want the 3 hum at the left wing. Hum drives in. Step back, gets the floater off the glass, and it'll go. And Coach Morrison wants a timeout with 2:50 left to go in this one. Millard West up by 1, and John, I mean, this one is getting big. Lots of emotion. The season on the line for both these teams. How does each one got to pull it out?
I mean, you're seeing now every shot matters. Every possession matters because, I mean, only a 1-point advantage with less than 3 minutes to go. And now we're seeing one of the guys I talked about would need to step up tonight, and that's Dominic Hum. 2 straight big buckets from him to get the Wildcats back in front. But, I mean, it's just going to come down to who can make the big shots at the big moments.
Yeah, especially we talked about that in that last game. Especially those charity strike fouls, those free throws. Of course, Millard West really struggled this last game. It's been, I wouldn't say great, but better than their recent games, especially at the free throw line. That's become very important tonight in these last 4 minutes.
I mean, yeah, I talked about it pretty much all game. This game could go down to some big free throws, especially now. I mean, Westside's already in the bonus. Millard West is close to getting up there, and so I think that's another key factor is just who can knock down those free shots.
So once again, we look at this at half. We're looking at our Dunkin Trivia Question of the night before we head into the final minutes of this one. When was the last time these two teams met in the NSAA Class A state tournament? Hashtag Dunkin Trivia on Twitter with your correct answer. $10 gift card to Dunkin Donuts and an NFHS membership for a month for the state tournament action. Under 3 minutes left to go here in this fourth quarter. Win or go home. Thomas working it back around. Meeks driving in, kicks it back out. Thomas, top of the key 3, won't get it to go too long. And Conway will pick up the rebound. Holtman has been somewhat quiet here tonight after getting the start on Saturday up against Omaha Northwest. Somewhat of the replacement for Evan Myersik. Headed under 2 minutes left to go here in this fourth quarter. And Millard West looking to slow it down.
I mean, yeah, take your time. Find the right shot here if you're the Wildcats. Don't rush anything.
I'm looking to work on Gillespie. Doesn't want the screen. He'll look to drive in. And there'll be a foul on the defense. Looks like that'll be on Reggie Thomas. And Thomas thought he had his footing there. But it'll be Westside's 6th foul of the evening. And Thomas, his 4th. And Simons wants a timeout. 1:49 left to go here in this fourth quarter. Millard West 51, Westside 50. Don't go anywhere, folks. This is going to be a big one when we come back. We're back here on WTV Live. Westside down by 1 up against Millard West. And Millard West with possession and the possession arrow. Almost a 5-second call. What do they call it?
No, Coach Morrison was able to get that timeout off.
Just barely. Close call there. But Millard West will call a timeout. So looking under in these last 2 minutes left to go here. One forced foul from the Wildcats. Check that. The Warriors would put the Wildcats into the bonus. So both teams taking shots with any fouls, but a lot of guys in foul trouble. Logan Wilson with 4, Trey Staten with 4, Reggie Thomas, Westside's leading scorer with 4. It's going to come down to these last 2 minutes to see who will go to the state tournament. Larson will give it into Conway. Conway been a big factor for these Wildcats, and he gives up a turnover.
Yeah, he thought Dom was going to go to the corner there, but just miscommunication that we talked about in the first half, and we see it again there.
And Simons wants to call another timeout. A duel of the minds between these two coaches with 1:36 left to go. And it'll be a full minute timeout. And Westside, of course, a win here tonight would be their first three-peat to the state tournament in the team's history. Millard West looking to get back to the state tournament after missing out last season. 51-50 in favor of the Wildcats. This game has been going back and forth both ways. First 3 quarters were comparatively sloppy for these two teams, especially for teams that have been very disciplined throughout this season. On the Westside side of the ball, Reggie Thomas with 23 points, pacing Gillespie, has been lighting it up from beyond the arc with 16. And from there, it's been somewhat quiet for the Warriors. Chandler Beeks with 2, Logan Wilson with 5, and Tate Outbody with 4. On the Wildcat side of the ball, it's been somewhat even throughout. Hub with 12, James Conway with 10, Ryan Larson with 8, Dustin Hatch with 9, and Thaden with 4, Holtman with 2.
It just comes down now to who's going to make that big play, who's going to make the game-changing play. All comes down to this.
So Reggie Thomas will be into the ball game for the offensive side of the ball. Of course, foul's going to be a big one these last few minutes. Thomas driving in, can't find anything, get out to Benning. The usual starting lineup for this team throughout most of the season is out there now. So Westside slowing it down a little bit. Meeks, corner, can't find anything, put a floater up, and Westside regains the lead.
I told you Chandler Meeks has struggled throughout this one, but in the fourth quarter, he's shooting extremely well and starting to put the team on his back here.
Yeah, Meeks has been a guy that has been such a leader for this team, especially the only 3-time returner for this team, along with Reggie Thomas. And Westside up by 1. Just over a minute left to go. I mean, John, looking at this last minute, I mean, Westside has the high tempo, slowed somewhat down there, and Millard West has been really a slower team throughout all this season. What is Morris and what is Simons got to be talking to their guys, and what to do these last minutes?
Well, I think the biggest thing is you can't let Ryan Larson get wide open. If Ryan Larson gets wide open, I mean, we've seen him countless times knock down big shots to, kind of tie a game or make it close. in the fourth quarter. We saw it in that Lincoln East game. We saw it in the Abraham Lincoln game. Ryan Larson has consistently been a guy who knocks down shots when it matters. And so I think if you're Westside, you can't let Ryan Larson get open. I think that's number one. But you can't give anything easy to the Wildcats here.
Yeah, I think on the other side as well, some of that same story, but with Payson Gillespie this time. There's been a lot of times where we've seen him wide open, where Millard West has not been able to adjust to Westside's quick offensive scheme. Westside with one, both teams with one timeout, as they'll relinquish the press. 1 minute left to go here in this fourth quarter. Westside up by one. Dominic Hum one-on-one with Caleb Benning. Larson will give it out to Conway. Holtman, left wing, will try to drive in. Wide open lane, and will get it off the glass to go. And Millard West up by one.
What a shot by Chase Holtman. You don't usually see him drive in and kind of take over like that, but Chase Holtman into the starting five for only the second time this year. What a job by him.
Millard West takes back over once again. This game going back and forth. 38 seconds left to go here in this one. Simons calls his final timeout of the night. Millard West, of course, with one as well. And this one's getting interesting.
I mean, that's to put it mildly. This one, I mean, been back and forth all game, and now it's coming down to the wire in the fourth quarter. I mean, what else can you ask for in a district final like this?
Yeah, win or go home situation. Of course, coming into tonight, these two teams 7th and 8th in the wild card standings. Of course, throughout districts, 7 different district finals. Winner of those automatically get a bid into the state tournament. And the final team that loses that 8th seed will get in with wild card points. Papio South took down Central earlier tonight. And that means this is a winner-go-home situation for these two teams. 35 seconds left to go in this one. Westside down by one. Thomas drives in, little floater off the glass, getting to go. Meeks, second chance, won't go. On body, loses the ball. They go back the other way. Westside's got a foul. Long pass over to Larson. Millard West just stalling for time. Got a foul. And Caleb Benning will force the foul on Dominic Hum with 14 seconds left to go, and that puts Millard West into the bonus.
This is a situation that's all too normal if you're a Millard West fan. Dominic Hum at the free throw line with a chance to put it up by 3. I mean, reminds me of the Millard North game last year where Dominic Hum made the first one but missed the second one, and of course Hunter Salas went down, so Dominic Hum, big spot here.
First one makes it. That's a 2-point game. Dominic Hum struggled from the charity strike to start off the night. Has been 3 of 4 since then. And makes the second. And this one's a 3-point ball game. Westside needs a 3. 14.5 seconds left to go. Meeks is going to let it roll. And clock will start. Meeks working around left wing. Can't find anything. Give it off to Gillespie. He's fouled. 2 guys on him. They'll give it to Larson. And Gillespie will go to the line. Gillespie this season, 80% from the charity strike, is 1 for 2 tonight. 5.3 seconds left to go. What's the mindset here?
I mean, you could really see that they were not giving Gillespie anything. I mean, the fact that they double-teamed right on him forced a foul, but now he only gets 2 shots from the free throw line and might think of a purposeful miss here.
And makes the first shot, so it's a 2-point ball game. Of course, this is a 1-and-1. Wildcats with 8 fouls, Westside with 7. 5.3 seconds left to go here in this one. Payson Gillespie, see what they want to do, and he hits the second one. This one's a 1-point ball game. Got to foul quick. Still working around, might try to find a steal, can't find anything. Give it off, and then we foul with 5.2.
Yeah, but it all comes down to Dominic Hum once again. He made those first 2, and now let's see if he can get it here.
Ref's talking about the clock a little bit. Thought there might have been a little bit more time let off. Hum was fouled immediately after he caught the ball. And 0.1 seconds led up here. Comes first shot, won't go. Rebound go to the Warriors. Back the other way. Shot corner. Gillespie for three. Won't go, and that will end it. Millard West pulls off the upset, and they will head to the state tournament. Gillespie with an open three from the wing, can't get it to go. And that will end Westside's season.
What a job and what a team. I mean, the fact that they were able to do this without their leading scorer in Evan Meyersick, great coaching, great team effort, and what a win by Millard West here tonight.
What a game on both ends. Back and forth this game went. A little bit of a sloppy first half. But Millard West able to come from behind a little bit in that fourth quarter and take this one home. A 1-point win over Westside, and they'll cut down the ropes here. Millard West will head to the state tournament. Likely will be either a 7 or 8 seed. And what a season for these two teams. Millard West will head to the state tournament with a 17-6 record. Westside will end their season at 16-7.
I mean, talking to Coach Morrison all year, he said the ultimate goal for this team was to get to state. And I mean, I just can't imagine what the emotions are like for this team right now. It's got to be an amazing feeling for the Wildcats just to get back to state. They'll be playing next year, and just what a job tonight by the Wildcats.
It here and will take down the ropes. They'll head to the state tournament for the second time in 3 years. What a great game back and forth here tonight. Reggie Thomas for the Warriors was just all out in this game. 23 points, another 4 assists, and another 5 rebounds. Payson Gillespie with another 18 points. But on the Millard West side of the ball was really spread out throughout the entire night. Dominic Hum with 13, James Conway with 10, Larson with 8, and Dustin Hatch with 9. And a strong fourth quarter by these Wildcats was really the story here tonight. So Conway will be the first one to tear him down here. Larson will be the second one.
Dustin Hatch.
Check that, sorry, Dustin Hatch. A senior shooting forward for these Wildcats. And this Millard West team overall has been a very underrated top 10 team throughout the entire season. They've bounced in and out of that top 10. And after a harsh loss to Westside just over a month ago, Millard West able to stay strong with these Warriors here tonight and end up with a 1-point win as they'll head to the state tournament.
I mean, yeah, I've covered this team all year, and just to see where they progressed from the beginning of the year to where they are now, getting a chance to play in Lincoln next week, just couldn't be happier for Millard West here.
Trey Staten will be next. And really a big moment for Trace, especially this season, able to kind of fill in that big man role when Evan Meyersick wasn't able to be there. And Meyersick, of course, out. Not sure, he might be able to be back by by the start of the state tournament that starts next Tuesday. Of course, those state tournament games, next Tuesday will be all of the quarterfinals for Class A. Class B will start off the day at 8 a.m. down at Pinnacle Bank Arena. They'll start off with their first 2 games, then all of Class A quarterfinals will start, I believe, at 1. We'll start off the day for Class A, and we'll run until 8:30. And after that, the semifinals will move all the way back to Friday as Class C1 and B need to work their quarterfinals out on Wednesday and Thursday. Ben Bazal, senior guard for these Wildcats.
It's great getting to see Jacob Jones get up there, of course, missing the season, tearing his ACL in football, but great to see him getting up there and getting some of it.
I know Jones has been a really big story for this Millard West team, especially last year, and especially in football as well. Unable to see him on the football field for the majority of the year was really a struggle for those Wildcats. On both sides, Holtman able to take down the full net on the left end. And Zach Grangenet able to take down the one on the left, as well as Cole Kirshner. Millard West, what a great win for them tonight. 1-point win, came down to a final second shot from Payson Gillespie. They were unable to bring it home. They had a wide open look over on the wing, just barely too much. And Westside will not head to the state tournament this year. Will end the season off at 16-7. And Millard West, after a struggling season last year, will be back to the state tournament once again.
Well, yeah, they're likely going to match up with either Bellevue West and Millard North, and it would be the second time they face Millard North. And I mean, we saw that the story definitely changed the second time around when the Wildcats faced Westside, so wouldn't be surprised if in that matchup Millard West held their own.
Yeah, Millard North has been somewhat, I wouldn't say inconsistent, but somewhat of an odd team this year. I mean, we came in this season thinking that they would blow out just about everybody and head themselves to the state championship once again. They've somewhat struggled up against some teams. A loss against Bellevue West and a loss against Creighton Prep as well. And a Millard North, Millard West matchup would be really cool to see in the state tournament in the quarterfinals.
I am now joined here by Dominic Hum after the big win. I mean, Dominic, first off, just what does it mean for you guys to get to state?
Man, I've been dreaming of this since I was a kid, bro. Cutting down the nets. This is literally all I've been working for this whole season. My whole high school career is this is where I wanted to be at. Now we have to just go to state and get one, too.
So Westside, of course, they were able to make some runs. It was kind of a very back-and-forth game. So just how are you guys able to answer from those runs
we had to
the game?
we just had to stay composed. We had to be ready because we knew they're a good team. They beat us by like double digits last time, so we knew we had to come out composed, ready to play because they're a good team, yeah. So that's what we did. We just stayed composed, and we just went to come at them.
So, of course, it was kind of a spread-out game like you guys usually do. It's not just one guy making all the plays. You had a big game. James had another big game. Ryan knocked down some big threes, as he usually does. So just what can you say about your guys and your teammates?
Man, they're great guys. Great guys. First of all, character. Off the court, some of the best people I've ever been around. On the court, great teammates. We all support each other. Nobody gets mad when someone else is having a big game. Nobody gets jealous. We all want each other to do good. That's how it is.
Well, Dominic, great win tonight, and good luck at state next week.
Thank you.